guys, welcome to my channel, No Future in Fronting. Today I wanted to talk about a motherless child to a wife. The mother's love is the first unconditional love that we receive as a child, and it's the strongest bond we have until we find our mate, usually, And so with that and the relationship with my mom, I was very worried about my relationship with men going forward. I never thought that I would get married, and the reason being is my mom was never married, so I didn't have any examples of marriage in my life, and I had a very closed heart chakra, and the reason being is because, like I said, my relationship with my mother was not very stable. From that lack of love, I had a longing for love, and it caused me to place limits on my love and control it, and that led to me having to learn to really love, and that started with first me loving myself and realizing that I was not responsible for the lack of love I received. It had nothing to do with me, absolutely nothing, and once we realized that the lack of love that we receive from others has nothing to do with us, but only them and their own difficulties in their life, and we can't take that personal. And for a very long time I always felt that, what was it that was just unworthy about me that, couldn't get me to get my mom to, get it together. But it's not my responsibility, it's not my job to do so. That's one of the reasons why I've never believed in the whole maternal instinct, and why I don't have children today, because I don't believe that I'll magically have a child and then just know what to do, because I've seen it happen. Okay, so I had a lot of work to do with myself, and I had to develop compassion for my parents who weren't able to love me right. Okay, and once I gained that, I was able to get that worthiness, to know that I am no different from anyone else. I always had this idea that I would not be a good wife because of my background, not seeing any wives, or having a model, a role model to look up to. I felt that I would fail at this. One of the very and most important things with healing our hearts is really just loving ourselves, and accepting our own love and wholeness, really realizing that we are awesome. I'm made up of the same stuff as the universe, and so I'm no different from anyone else, regardless of who my parents are and regardless of, what my background is. I'm worthy of love. And it took me a while to realize that, and to realize what love really was, because I had no idea that, through disrespect and not knowing what love really was, is what allowed me to subject myself to abuse again. And we've got to be mindful of that, and that's why we've got to do the work to really make sure that we're loving ourselves first, wholeheartedly, before we go out looking for these voids to fill, because no one can fill that void but ourselves, and knowing that kind of keeps us from, these destructive relationships that we find ourselves in so easily. Like, I had to really learn what love was, and once I learned what love was, I was able to stop limiting it, or putting a limit on my love, and I was able to stop wanting to, or having the need to control my love and control how others loved me as well, And I think that that's one of the things that's going to help me succeed in my marriage, is releasing or relinquishing that control that I felt that I needed to have for so long.